Windows of many patterns and lovely colours, work done by designers and craftsmen since the Middle Ages. Their materials, hard glass and soft lead. They have made windows for all to see, in the small village church and in the cathedral. For each stained glass window, someone skilled in creating designs thought out how he wanted it to look and made a small coloured sketch of it. Very important are the lead lines now being painted in. The leads themselves give the window its familiar and distinctive appearance. When all concerned are satisfied with a small design, a full-size cartoon is made. Here the lead lines are being painted exactly to width. This cartoon gives a good idea of the window as it will appear when finished. The stages of preparation are nearly over. Of the planning on paper, there only remains a tracing to be made from the cartoon. This tracing is known as the cut line or map of the leads. The work requires care and skill, for the line must be 1/16 of an inch wide. This is the thickness of the heart of the lead, the centre part of the lead which separates the pieces of glass. Now to start the actual making of the window. Glass is bought already coloured. A piece matched to the particular colour marked on the map of the leads is selected. It is placed over the tracing. The letters you can see, they're upside down to you, indicate the colour of the glass to be used. Using a steel wheel glass cutter, the craftsman cuts to the inside edge of the traced line. He always takes his cutter to the full length of the glass. It's not everyone who can break glass like this. The craftsman knows his material and is the master of it. Again, using the tracing or map of the leads, he cuts individual pieces. Notice that he scrapes the edges together to get rid of the little splinters of glass. On some pieces of glass, for example those used for faces, details must be pitted. These pieces are placed on the cartoon and the details traced from it. Brown pigment is used, mixed with gum arabic, to make it stick to the glass. Later, these pieces, as well as those that have been stippled, will be fired in a kiln. The tones of most parts of the window are now darkened. In order to see what needs to be done, the whole design, comprising all the glass pieces, is mounted on a plate glass easel and lit from behind. Using brown pigment, the artist first paints and then stipples the whole with a brush. He waits until the pigment has dried. Taking out some of this brown pigment creates highlights, which give the window added life. Mounting up all the pieces of glass and lighting them from behind make possible a consistent treatment of the whole window. A brush is used for the larger areas. The wooden handle of the brush, sharpened to a point, is used for the details. To fix the dark tones into the glass that has been painted, it is fired in a kiln. First of all, pieces of glass are placed face upwards on a tray coated with dry powdered plaster of Paris. There must be no air between glass and powder, otherwise the glass may become misshapen during firing. The pieces must not touch one another. for they would fuse together. The heating and cooling, or annealing as it is called, of the glass must be done gradually. This kiln provides for the glass to be slowly heated and cooled through 5 stages: warm, hot, very hot, hot, and warm. The highest temperature reached is 850 degrees centigrade. The tray of glass is being transferred from one stage to another. Whilst at the hottest stage, the brown pigment, helped by the small quantity of powdered glass it contains, becomes fused with the glass itself. The tray, having reached the cool part of the kiln again, is taken out. We saw these pieces at the stippling stage. The tones are now permanent. All is ready for the assembling of the window in its final form. The finishing stages are leading and then waterproofing. For leading, the map of the leads is spread out flat on the bench. The craftsman works to this map. He chooses the piece of glass that corresponds, places it in position, and carefully taps it until it fits close up to the heart of the lead. Nails hold the glass in position while the next piece of lead is selected and then fitted. During fitting, the nails are removed as necessary. Pure lead on the one hand and simple shapes of glass on the other make fitting easy. This lead, in section shaped like a letter H, is bent round the glass and held in position by more nails. The unwanted ends of lead are cut off with a knife, the glass lifted a little, and refitted into the H section. We can see here how important was accuracy at the previous stages. Pieces of glass not cut just to the right sizes cannot be made up according to the original design. Now we'll see the soldering of the lead joints. Tallow is used as a flux. In this case, the soldering iron is heated by gas. He chooses a piece of solder. Every joint in the lead has to be treated like these. Just enough heat to melt the solder, but not enough to melt the lead. Later, each of the joints will have to be soldered again on the other side of the window. Next, the waterproofing. For the outside of the window, a liquid cement made of whitening, red lead and linseed oil is used. For the inside, putty is forced into the space between the glass and the overlapping part of the lead. Unwanted putty is removed. In time, cement and putty set hard, and the window is ready to take its place in a building. Wires set into solder are attached to support bars set in the window surround. For this window, the work of designer and craftsman is finished. And so, in your village, town or city, when next you go into church, sit down in the quiet and look again at the windows. The many patterns and lovely colours and the subdued yet rich lights are there for you to enjoy.